Hello, everyone. My name is Linda Cosby. Our group today will be presenting on culture and diversity. We have taken out the time to interview people on campus and in our community to see how diversity affects them in our environment.
Hey y'all, I am Ramisha Thompson, and I took out the time to interview Kiana Jones and George Raphael on how it feels to be a student with a disability at Virginia State University. So, check
I
it
am
out.
Kiana Jones. I'm a social work major and I'm paraplegic.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the first question. What do you see as the most challenging aspect of a diverse working environment?
I think the most hardest thing is still trying to get an education while being in a wheelchair because, like, around Virginia State campus, it's hard because if it rains, snows, sleet, like, I be missing classes for those kind of reasons. Like, I be missing classes when the elevators break down in the buildings and stuff. So I think that's like one of the hardest things trying to.
Okay, what steps have you taken to meet this challenge?
I went to the Students with Disabilities place on campus where they try to accommodate you in like many different ways and stuff. So like if I do miss classes, they can talk to my teachers and stuff, but it's still not the same as being inside the classroom.
Right. Okay, so the next question is what kinds of experiences have you had working with others with different backgrounds than your own?
Um, like for instance, like people don't be understanding like what we have to, go through as being in a wheelchair and stuff. Like for instance, my RA, like I know we're not supposed to have visitation and stuff sometimes, but like everybody else, they can go to the store and get what they want and stuff. I had called one of my friends over to bring me something because I was real lightheaded. And when you get real lightheaded, you can't move and stuff. And she didn't understand that, and she still told them like no, they couldn't get in. And I feel like that's messed up because if it was you, you could go to the store, walk to the store, do that. I can't just get up and go on my own.
Right. Okay. My last question I'm gonna ask you is do you feel like you have had to change who you are to become adapted to the university?
Um, yes and no. Not really because I'm still who I am, but like I changed a little bit because like when I be going and I don't have a smile on my face or something, people automatically assume like I'm mean or something. So I try to like smile more and stuff like that, but anything else, no, I think I'm still the same.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is George Fell, and my major is social work.
Okay, George. What do you see as the most challenging aspect of a diverse working environment?
The most challenging aspect is have to be knowing that I know I can do it, and then when people offer me my help, and without me trying first.
Okay, so what steps have you taken to meet this challenge?
I do the work first without giving up, and then if I can't do it, I will ask the person to help me.
Okay. The next question is, what strategies have you used to address diversity challenges?
What steps is believing myself first and not thinking outside that I'm different from everybody else. I put myself in the world that I can that I'm like everybody else, so I can feel better to actually accomplish the strategy.
Okay. Do you feel like you have to change who you are when being in a diverse environment?
No, I don't,
Okay, and why is that?
because I want to be accepted for who I am, even though physically I'm not like everybody else. I put myself in a place that I don't have to think about my disability as much.
Okay, well, thank you.
Hi, I'm Crystal Simmons, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Hashim Khair, Student Government Association President and a member of the BSW Social Work Program here at Virginia State University. He will be talking about gender and how it plays a role as a male in a woman-dominated workplace and major. What do you see as the most challenging aspect of working or going to school in a diverse environment?
Well, one thing I see that is challenging while working in a diverse environment is finding people that you can relate to or that can relate to you. Coming from New York, you know, coming to VSU, there are a lot of New Yorkers here, but I can only imagine if I was the only person from a big city and how others may perceive the things that I do and the lifestyle that I live. Yeah.
How do you feel about being in a woman-dominated field as a social work major at Virginia State?
I feel that where I'm at is very advantageous because when I graduate, there will be so many employers who are looking for African American males because of the environments that these organizations are located in, and they will need mentors and they will need people who can actually reach African American males who are younger. So I feel like, you know, I'm gonna be someone people want, and I'm gonna be very marketable due to the program. So
how do you handle situations where a colleague is not accepting to your diverse ideas?
well, I feel like when you find somebody who's not for what you're thinking or doesn't understand your vision, you always want to know why. You want to know what exactly don't you get. Pinpoint it and then find out where we could compromise or where we could see a middle space. You know, what don't you get or what don't you want to do and why not? And if you have an issue with it, what's the solution you're going to bring to the table rather than just complaining?
Do you feel like you have to change who you are or what you are doing in your diverse environment?
Coming from a big city, I feel like in every environment you should be able to adapt and transform. You know, I can hang with my friends. I could talk with my homies or all that stuff, you know what I mean? You feel me? I could change it up. But at the same time, when I get to a table and I'm around professionals, I know how to articulate. And I think that's very important for African American males and African Americans amongst others to be dynamic in every single setting. And it's not just about, you know, talking white. A lot of people like to say, you know, you talk white or you're acting white. It's not about acting white. It's the fact that I could fit in wherever I need to. And I could showcase the fact that I am an educated young man.
Hello everyone, my name is Kyra Gibbs. I had the honor to interview Diamond Harris. She will discuss how diversity relates to the LGBTQIA community.
Hi, my name is Diamond Harris. I have been asked 3 questions. Question 1, do labels bother me and would I rather be classified? The labels don't bother me. I usually wear a lot of different type of clothes, so I prefer not to be labeled. But I mean, if someone has something to say, I mean, it doesn't really bother me much. But I mean, unless it's like bluntly rude. But other than that, it's fine. I don't know. Question number 2, through experience, do I feel like people see me for who I am, or do they only see me as a stereotype? I would hope people see me as who I am. I haven't come across anyone who stereotypes me, unless it's maybe someone that I don't really know, but I guess they're just curious. They ask a lot of questions, but other than that, they get past that eventually, so yeah. Question number 3. Do I feel like I have to change who I am when I'm in a diverse environment? Not so much. I don't like just come off the back and say, hey, this is who I am, but like eventually if stories lead to it, and I'll tell people about myself or any of that. I guess kind of like a don't ask, don't tell maybe kind of thing. I don't know. Something close to that.
Hello everyone, I'm Leanne Jamal, and I took the time out to interview Lucas Jones about diversity within religion. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, can you state your name, please?
Lucas Jones.
Okay. And what is your religion?
Mormon.
Okay. Do you feel like in your workplace your religion is openly practiced?
I do.
Okay, and where do you work?
McDonald's.
Okay. Do you feel like your coworkers perceive work as a safe space for religious and non-religious practices?
I do.
Okay. And what are the religions at your workplace?
Mostly Christian, but I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Christian.
Okay, and you feel like at McDonald's, everybody can just practice, their own religion without being discriminated.
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like you are put under pressure to conform to a different religion? No, so nobody says, oh, well, you should be this, or I don't believe in that.
No.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Amanda Whitlow. Today I had the opportunity to interview Kyle Marsh on his experience as a minority at HBCU. Let's take a look.
Next question. What strategies have you used to address diversity challenges, and what were the positives and negatives?
Let's start with, you gotta approach every situation, be it meeting new people, being in a new environment, or just being yourself. I mean, honestly, just everything applies. Knowledge is key. I can't stress that enough. Everybody, as soon as you meet them, you gotta come in with a fresh mind of that person, because everybody's different. But you also have to approach them with prior knowledge, and it helps with a prior knowledge of their background, because just the first introductions are key. I mean, first impressions have always been so important. Some cultures are, just bow, or some are handshakes, and some are just, high fives, fist bumps.
Right.
It's just so different, So knowledge definitely helps with overcoming challenges of that nature.
Okay, and for my last question, do you feel like you have to change who you are when being in a diverse environment?
I'll answer that with a yes and a no. I want to say no, because everybody can't be the same, no matter what. And diversity, it brings different ideas. I know I've said this before, it brings different ideas and backgrounds, and with different ideas and backgrounds coming to the table, it really, change won't happen without, innovative ideas.
Right.
So I'm a firm believer that diversity is very important in general, just to revolutionize the world.
Okay.
And I want to say yes to your question, because when you come, just as an HBCU in general, or for my example, you kind of have to assimilate with the culture. When I say assimilate, I mean, you have to embrace the clothes, the food, but you also have to maintain your own, personality and goals and everything you came with. Basically, you just kind of pick new stuff up and make yourself really unique as a person, which at a HBCU that really thrives, because you meet so many different cultures and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no problem. No problem. It was a pleasure.